It was Thanksgiving.
Are we rolling?
Yep.
Okay, it's officially actually 9:32, so we are in session for our work session for this Tuesday, September 2nd. Hope everybody had a happy Labor Day, a nice weekend. And we have nothing scheduled, so what do we want to chat about for this work session? Anything in particular anybody's got?
Unless you wanna, bring up the wellness again.
Yes, I brought that in and thought that would be something since we didn't have anything else on the list of things to
Yeah.
talk about.
And I think Fred had asked about cost. If we leave it the same as last year and put it where it was, total cost for the singles and the families is 51,000. We're getting 21,000 back from Sebco that we weren't getting before.
So the additional cost to the county is roughly 30,000 with the new program. I'm trying to look at the difference, what
No.
we
That
have
would be
budgeted now.
Was mine right, the 3,900?
Yeah, the difference between the 4,600 or 46,000 and the 51, from which they're going from the flat rate or the 25%. That's the $3,900 difference, right?
Oh, I didn't have the flat rate.
You got me confused. I'm just
I
looking
just had the
at,
difference if we paid based on the number of
Oh,
employees.
on the employees, yes, yep.
So go ahead over that one again, because I didn't have that either.
Yeah, no, I was just going over the difference between the 25% and then the fixed cost. The difference.
based on what the county is paying now for a wellness program.
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
Which is this 25%.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is, we're paying 51,655 right now to be able to implement a wellness program. Now, is any of that rebated back from the state?
currently, no.
No, okay.
No.
So the new program that's being proposed, well, what's the cost of that?
Would, the new cost of that at what he gave us is the 46,800,
So we're gonna
right?
have a reduction in cost.
And we're gonna get this back, this
Right.
11,800, I'm sorry, 21,800, we're gonna get back. But this is without, the difference comes, what we got looking at was, and this is a hypothetical number, but we have employee onlys, no spouse, that are taking the family plan because of children, okay? So they lose out on the whole rebate program because of that, and it's not that many people, and that's what we talked about. If hypothetically it kind of went with the numbers we had this year, we're only talking about 13 employees that would cost us in the new plan, the $300 that we give them if they meet the requirements. It's a $3,900.
Okay, sometimes we try to make things too complex. That's given, right now, what we pay in premiums. If next year it's exactly the same amount of people, the same everything, and the only difference is this new proposal. What's the net effect to the county? That's all I want. I mean, sometimes I gotta boil it down to just,
We'll be saving money no matter how you look at it, because Semco was gonna reimburse for the first time ever.
okay, well, then I wanna know what the net savings is.
Yeah. Well, if we do exactly the same as the last year's, or this year's, the savings would be the 30,000, or 21,000. We're saving 21,000 because we weren't getting the rebates before, so it'll cost us 30,000.
Okay, by going with the SEPCO program,
Which we don't have a choice.
Right.
We have
Okay.
to go with the Semco.
then,
It's just the
and
incentive.
there's different premiums, there's different rebates, there's different, all that, you throw all that in, and the net to the county is a 21,000
Yep.
savings, okay, that, I can deal with that, okay, that's all I,
So we just want to leave it the same as last year?
why would we not wanna take it?
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
take it, but the question became what we were gonna do with the single employees that have children.
Or do we calculate it at 25%, even though we're still gonna get the $200 for every employee back if they participate, but leave that the savings, instead of, they're still gonna get
So
that.
what we're proposing is now offering more benefits to the county employees.
We're proposing trying to leave it the same
Well,
as what we
well,
built
that's-
up in 2 years versus those single employees
Okay,
taking a hit and not being eligible for as much of a benefit as they have
So
gotten.
we're changing.
When Bob presented it, it was for families being husband and wife, not for single parent and children.
See,
He
this-
left that out.
See, this year, a single parent with children on a family plan had the option to stay with the same point system that it was the year before, whereas when I added my spouse, I had to take a higher point, I had a higher point value to hit. But that wasn't fair to those without a spouse, because only spouse could participate. So they had the option to participate at a different percentage rate in the points. And this it just overlooked that. So the only thing, in my nutshell, I don't know if this is accurate, correct me if I'm wrong, in basic numbers, $3,900, less than $4,000, if employee count was the same, is all it would take is to keep that balance like
The
it
net
was this year
savings
for
of the
those
county
people.
is 3,900, not 21,000.
Not savings, that's additional cost above the $2,100 of savings, that's just additional cost.
21,000 savings.
21,000, yeah. This is just how much more, based with this plan, cost us that much more to let those employees still earn
21,000
benefit,
minus the 3,900.
essentially,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the net savings, I'm just trying to get to the net, is roughly 18,000.
18,000.
18,000. So if we keep with the current program and don't change anything other than we go with SEPCO, it's a $21,000 savings.
And we'll take your-
If we go ahead and modify the program, go with the SEPCO program, it's roughly an $18,000 savings. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I think I'm tracking that right.
That's an oversimplification.
And I like to boil it down to what's the net? What's the net effect?
So in the long run, it's not costing us any more, it's less,
Yeah,
you're right.
we can give
and-
them, we
and we
can
can-
give better benefits
Well,
and actually save, well, because now we're allowing single people,
We're basically continuing, we're not going to, we're not gonna
cut the
punish,
benefit.
we're not gonna cut an opportunity for a savings benefit to any of the employees. It's gonna be the same if we
Which
ask
is-
them to do the same.
which in previous years, we penalized them.
No, we would have, if we would have
Under
just
Bob's
adopted
plan,
this.
because it was overlooked, this little detail.
It would have penalized them. Like,
Yeah,
like
okay,
almost
that's-
$400,
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah,
that's,
okay.
Now, we had, I think last week, we were gonna refer that back to the committee for a
They
recommendation.
needed an answer by
Okay.
the first, which I
Okay.
called Bob and he said being the first was a holiday, he could wait till today.
Okay,
So,
so we need to decide.
yeah. And if
21
leaving it the
21.8
same,
Is the savings, if we modify it slightly, it's $18,000 savings. Either way, the county is saving money, and we're continuing with at least the program we've had in the past, and actually enhancing it slightly.
correct.
Yeah, that's all you
Yep.
boil it right down. County government, sometimes they try to make it overcomplicated.
I don't think we're enhancing it at all. It's
You're enhancing
tweaked
this-
a little bit.
Actually-
Tweak, well, enhancing tweak, same
Yeah,
thing.
actually, that's
That's-
already, we're doing that this year. It just, that was a law, so that put it at 28.9, our county costs, but we're still, because we didn't get that rebate from SEPCO before.
right, yeah.
So we're going with the committee's recommendation, plus, for the singles, we do the 600 versus 300, or the families without spouses, 600 versus 300, is that what?
Yeah, same
what-
point system, or however calculation that comes out to be.
Did you wanna do the same as last year?
The committee recommended 300 versus
Okay.
the 25%, just because of ease of figures, it amounts to about the same.
Yes, it's pretty
See,
fair.
it's like 270 for a single, it would be 300, it was.
As long as it doesn't cost the county anymore, and we are not
It'll cost less.
reducing benefits.
It'll cost less, and the benefit will be very similar. Won't be exactly the same, but be very similar.
Okay, but not less, not costing us more money. I make a recommendation, we absolutely follow what the recommendation of the committee is.
With
With that one
with
correction.
the single-family employee eligible for the same kickback,
Yep.
if they meet the requirements.
Right.
And then when we talked about this last week, we talked, well, we would know our rate for overall for our health insurance after this coming Friday,
Right.
this
This Friday, yep.
But he needed this answer faster, but I think that's irrelevant. That'll be a different factor for a budget.
Right.
If we get a hit on it, that it goes up substantially. Let's hope way below average like last year.
Yep.
On what people are getting on cost insurance increases.
So you are for kickbacks, did I hear you say that correctly?
Yes, I'm all for it. Get that quoted right.
We get
Oh,
allergies.
jeez.
Yeah, the darn allergies that killed me.
Okay, I'll let Bob know.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so what else do we want to talk about? Kathy with DLZ was in and said to make sure I don't know what, Thursday afternoon maybe? And said just to share that with you if there was any interest. I don't know if there was or not, but I promised her I'd share it with the two of you, so there.
Some sort of seminar or something?
Seminar October 15th that the Team McCog is doing about JEDs and the Transportation Improvement Districts. The TIDs. So, yeah, I didn't know, but I thought I'd share it. I'm actually gonna be out of the state, but.
I've got a letter from Mark Steinmetz at the museum, and I have not had a chance to review it, but I can just see at a high level that since we've made the modifications with Palmer, that things don't look good over there. Actually, they actually have and again, I haven't reviewed it, and I'll give you guys a copy of this. Looks like maybe the cost have went up. So we went ahead and implemented a program that appears to be on the surface that actually increased some of the cost.
And due to the parameters, from what I read it, when I read it, is that with the new system, setting the minimum a little high, the lower temperature, the unoccupied temperature higher than they typically set it at. Sounds like that was he feels that was the clincher. They usually turn it down, lower than what the new system
Can't we
did.
adjust our thermostats?
Pardon?
Can't we adjust our thermostats?
We can change the programming on them. I think they were basically shutting the heat almost all the way down.
Wow.
The air, they were shutting it
Allowed to
down.
do that?
I mean, to leave it at a steady temperature is better for the energy savings, but they don't use it that much, so they were turning it off, turning the air off in the summer, turning it. So what I'm understanding is what I kind of got from his letter, but I don't think he's including the increases that we've got.
Yeah,
in,
the basic cost of the use of the energy
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
What percentage of an increase was that, no matter if we had made any changes to the usage or not? The cost per.
Tanya's gonna look at it
Or
and
foot
see.
or something.
Yeah, the basic cost to buy if you were buying propane, it cost different last year than,
Yep.
whatever the kilowatt or whatever you're paying for, there was an increase. We'd have to know what that is.
Yeah,
To know how
Tanya's been
ridiculous
tracking
of an
it,
increase that was.
so she can look at the usage to see if it's.
Yeah, but
the
I don't
same.
believe, looks like from January through May, it went up almost $1,000. I can't imagine that the rate
Rate went up.
increases have went up that much.
No, it probably, the rate increase.
So it had to
that
be
much,
something that we
but like I said, they
created some of the issues. Now I guess the issue was what do we do with it?
And I see Tanya's looking to see if they use more.
Yeah,
in the
just
different
checking
months,
the
okay.
usage just to make sure. I mean, we did have cold months,
Sure did.
but if they're talking about summer months, then it's probably just the fact that they used to shut it off when they're not there. And, I mean, Earl said the other day that we should watch what we do there because there's some very expensive
The artwork.
artwork in there, but without talking to the other Tanya, I don't know. So, I guess we'll dig into more information on that and see what we can find out. I know Tanya's working on her end, trying to match up the usage, see how much the usage has changed, so.
Okay.
What else we can do? He brought it to our attention, we can check it out. We can come up with anything else for this work session, if not, we can recess
I
for a
was
few minutes.
pleasantly surprised. I've been out of town the last couple of days. When you look at with the markings at the courthouse square, there's a lot of lawn still left there. Have you guys
I
notice
haven't
that?
went over, I was gonna go over today, I haven't went
A
over.
lot.
Yeah, I can go on.
They put 4 stakes out, little orange little pieces of paper in the stakes, and there looks to be, I would say, at least 60% of the lawn is still there.
Did they, put a sign up that, and so people would know what those stakes were for?
Yeah, it's a little
Saw the
orange
picture
piece
in
of
the paper,
paper on
but-
on a tomato steak, is all that it is, but it
That's
says
good.
this is the proposed approximate area that a new proposed Justice Center would take. Jeff, you look bad. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you that, you look bad.
I've always looked at it.
Don't put that to paper. I
Some
feel
of that
for
maple
you.
syrup he's got on his desk.
Yeah, I might try that.
You are?
Try some of your maple
Drink some of your maple
syrup.
syrup.
There you go.
Glass.
But I was pleasantly surprised that there's still a lot of space left there.
That's why I
I'm doing checking it.
Have we haven't got a response back yet from the ADA guy on the, have we
Board of
got
Elections.
maintenance over there to fill in that little crack in the door?
Yeah, we turned in the work order. I don't know.
Okay.
Do you know if they've got that done yet?
I haven't checked.
Good look. Yeah. Dee knows. We did a work order for it
Okay.
that day you told me, so
Okay.
I'm gonna assume it's done.
What are we doing, just kind of some old things, what are we doing out to the archival center out?
The roof's been
Okay, but the
fixed.
books and
Yeah, we're
the
getting
ledgers
some.
are now off the floor on a shelf and,
Yeah,
So-
they're making some shelves, just some cheap wooden shelves to get those, like we have down in our basement, just
Oh.
shelves,
Yeah.
to get those up off the floor. Yeah, but we did get the roof cost, and they did cover it under the insurance.
Really?
Yeah, because the tiles were completely, they were missing, there was tiles that were missing, so they took it as one of our storm damages, and so they're covering, other than the $2,500 deductible.
Okay. so-
let me know if they need some shelving, some wood.
Okay.
We throw that stuff out like truckloads out there.
Okay.
All right, Dave,
Anything else? No. 10 minutes, I guess. We can't start the official meeting until 10
We missed you,
o'clock.
Tom. Where you been?
Visiting, see how your tax dollar is working. I'm in Washington.
Not so well.
That's good, that's good. The roads need work too.
What time's the IMC meeting tonight? 'Cause she sent the reminder, but didn't have the time.
5 or 5:30?
I think it's 5:30, then we've got it on our calendars